Hi, I'm Pooja Mehta, reporting from the Cannes Festival of Creativity for Beat TV and the New York Stock Exchange. I am delighted to be with Matt Madrigal, who is the Chief Technology Officer of Pinterest. Thank you for finding time to talk to us at the festival.
Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Awesome. So tell us, we have been hearing all week about how consumer journeys have changed. Consumer journeys used to be much more linear, much more predictable, and much more specific to a channel. And now they happen across so many different platforms and devices. Can you tell us a little bit about how Pinterest helps to connect the dots for marketers and brands?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Pinterest is one of the largest sources of consumer intent in the world right now. So we have over 80 billion searches a month. Half of those have commercial intent. And the number one reason why people come to us is to shop. And so as we think about how the user journey has evolved, one thing is that people come to Pinterest because we're visual, we have multimodal search,
Yep.
but a lot of it's based on this idea of like seamless discovery powered by AI. And because Pinterest has always been a visual platform, we've been able to invest in things like our own recommender systems to deliver a really great experience for our users, where we don't just show users what they want, but we anticipate what they want next.
So one thing that I think a lot of research and data shows is that more and more of Gen Z is bypassing traditional search and they're going to visual platforms or social platforms for their discovery. What does that mean for marketers and how are they adjusting to that shift?
I think the first thing marketers have to realize is that Gen Z, they want to be part of the journey themselves, because if you look at a platform like Google, Google's good when you know exactly what you want, but Pinterest is great when you're still trying to figure that out.
Right.
So Gen Z, they want to be part of the discovery, meaning that they want it to be immersive, personalized, visual. And so the marketers that will do well will recognize that so they can tell stories to Gen Z. One of the things that we've really leaned into is our positivity. So part of our journey is that we tune our AI to show positive content that really resonates with our users. And that's why Gen Z, more than almost 40% of them, they come to Pinterest to search first. And also 60% of them come to Pinterest for shopping. And so we're able to deliver that inspirational discovery, but then also when they find what they're looking for, they can actually purchase it also.
So all the way from inspiration through to transaction.
That's right.
But the inspiration is key,
Yeah.
And it's part of what they want.
Yeah.
It's not just the end of the funnel, it's the top.
That's right, and I think that what you're mentioning there, Pooja, is that certainly shopping journeys have become much more complex. If you think about how there's so much information now and infinite sources, and you're starting to see some of the limitations of text-based search. So text search now is becoming much more conversational. You have longer queries,
Yeah.
but with that, there's no inspiration, there's no discovery. And so what Gen Z is looking for is, again, they want to be part of that much more immersive experience. They don't want to be shown a bunch of product ads with white backgrounds. And so I think that's where they can really find themselves on Pinterest, and we can help them identify their taste, their aesthetic, and it starts oftentimes with Gen Z wanting to search with an image or an idea.
I love the idea of starting with the idea. Now, one of the things that has been talked about nonstop at Cannes Lion for a Festival of Creativity has been AI. AI is changing so much in business, but from search to personalization, it's going to impact all of the things we're talking about. How do you see AI changing the relationship between brands, consumers, and commerce platforms?
Yeah, well, I think because Pinterest is, we have every single one of our 631 million monthly active users, they're logged in, so we're able to deliver a really personalized experience. So specifically AI helping enable a much more personalized experience with all the consumer interaction information we have on Pinterest, which is if somebody saves a pin, they create a board, we can convert that to really understand what their interests are. And so really, I mentioned earlier this idea of anticipating what a user wants next. That's some of the power of what AI can deliver on the platform that we have today. It's one of the reasons why we build our own foundational models to drive the recommendations you see on the platform. They're 30% more accurate compared to recommendations you'll see through other commercial models. And so this is where I feel like AI is a means to delivering that much more immersive experience. You can do that, but it needs to be with a visual and multimodal experience, which is where we obviously have a great destination for users.
Yeah, it's where you shine. And so, I mean, when you talk about AI and an immersive experience, powering an immersive experience, is the idea that advertising can evolve from being traditionally, let's say, interruptive to grab your attention and take you maybe away and into a new experience and then drop you back, to something that's much more part of your journey and feels seamless to the experience. Can you talk a little bit how you're using technology to make that happen?
So we always view really relevant ads as great content. So when you have great content, it really resonates with our users, and so that delivers both a great engaging experience for our users and usually better outcomes, for our advertisers.
Yeah.
And so what we do with our AI is we look at the foundation that we have, which is our taste graph, and the taste graph is all this incredible user interaction data that we have across 750 billion pins, organized into 15 billion boards, and all the associated visual searches, text searches that allow us to really understand what a user's taste or vibe and aesthetic is. And then we allow us, using that information, we can show much more relevant ads for our advertisers. So, and this is where what we offer that's really unique is a really full funnel experience where people can come to us for inspirational discovery and then, all the way through the actual purchase. And the key piece here is that AI allows, using the taste graph allows us to deliver a seamless experience where you can show relevant ads that are great for users and also great for advertisers.
Yeah, there's a lot of utility. I mean, if I'm interested in something, show me things related, show me a deal, right? It makes a lot of sense for a user.
Well, actually, in that case, you mentioned, which is, really traditional personalization has been something where, I click on this, therefore I like that. Again, what we're trying to do is, and this is part of the lateral discovery you see on the platform today, which is as we try to anticipate what you want next, we do that in a way for users when they don't even know they want it themselves. So that's part of the, what we're trying to help advertisers with as well.
Very interesting. So you've been in this industry for a long time. You've held really interesting and big roles at places like Google Shopping, Williams-Sonoma, Fanatics, eBay, and now Pinterest. What has stayed enduringly the same about the way that consumers discover and shop, and what is changing?
Sure. Certainly, I think consumers want to be part of the journey. They don't want to be shown, the same ads or the same products over and over again. And I think the one thing that's been timeless through my career has been, as user behavior changed, the experience has to change with it.
Right.
So I go back to my time, I'm dating myself here, but early 2000s at eBay, and that was really the rise of search. And so people were starting their consumer journeys on search 20 years ago. Yeah. Then during my time at Fanatics in the early 2010s, we saw the shift from mobile being much more used as a browsing device to actual purchase device. And so that's no different now, where again users are looking for that unique, that multimodal experience, because as shopping journeys get so complicated, one of the things that we try to do is, because we deliver that full funnel experience, deliver something that's highly personalized and relevant, and let users be part of that journey that's very personal to them. And again, one of the best comments that Gen Z always tells us is like, Pinterest just gets me. And I think that's a really nice proof point of really what we're trying to set out to do across all of our users.
I love that. So yeah, helping brands evolve along with the users to create that right experience.
That's right.
Matt, thank you so much for making time to chat with us. It has been wonderful to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the festival.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.